All right, so this is trading the Big Band Fever coming out of the gate at the European Session Open, okay, which is midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern. I guess that's 8 Zulu. When we crack this band to the downside, it's short. Now notice, this market moved a huge amount. We were predicted to be normal range, and so far we're keeping normal. In a normal range, you'll usually go a total of 4 bands, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and you can see that this was just a great trade out of the box, one and big time trade. And then in addition to that, what typically happens is normally when you come down to a band, we didn't quite get back up into here, okay, but you come down to the next band, you come and bounce, right? We eventually got to the next band here, came up and bounced, right? And now we're to the second one up here, and now we're right into this level again that I mentioned. Remember the level? This is it, way back here. This is a very important level. You can actually trade this level back and forth. So right now it would be short out of the level. All right, but that's crude. Let's look at a different market. Oh, very good point, Pat. Yes, your stops would be here. Once you break, your stop and reverse will be over here. Okay, so it's very, very small. Once you come in here and close, your stop and reverse would be a close just right above this. Okay, and that's just, we'll show another one, maybe another market that shows that. Yeah, that's your stop. So it's a small stop. That's if you're up trading this. Let's look at the euro from today. I mean, euro currency. By the way, while we're waiting for this to come up, I want to remind everybody, if you have not, every member and whoever's on current trial, please make sure that you send me your machine ID and the email address that you want things sent to, because starting next week, the room is going to be by invitation only to members and people on current trials. No more tire kicking freebies in the room. This stuff is too good for that. Okay. Now let's look at the euro, because the euro's a little bit different. You had to work at the euro a little bit more. Okay. This was your open right here, pit open 106.83. If I put a line there, and Pat, this will demonstrate what we're talking about here. All right. Your first trade coming through was short. First trade short didn't really amount to anything, okay? Your next trade came up. Again, if you're following this religiously, you got out here, flipped it to long, so you got whipped the first two, and then back to short, and your stop now would be here, and you caught this huge move down. Okay. Secondly, you had a very important level here. Okay, which means when you came down to this initially, you can look to take profits. You can even try to reverse if you want, but once we broke back below it again, you're back on the short. Okay, and then notice this was predicted today to be expanded. When we started the trade here on this day, it was predicted to be expanded, and eventually when you got right to here, it confirmed we're expanded, and we've stayed expanded the whole way. all right? But this is a huge trade right here. This entry was around 106.80. I'll just call it 80. You know, and we moved all the way down to the 105.70. That's 110 ticks on the 6E. And notice what happened when we came through. When we finally get to a band, we come back to the next one and bounce. Okay, we didn't get to another band here, so here's your next level off here. Compressed generally means, or expanded means you're going to get at least 5 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went 6 and almost 7. Okay. Let's see. What's another market you want to follow with the same approach? Nasdaq? I mean, some of you trade Nasdaq in the middle of the night, right? Let's look at it. I'll pull the Nasdaq up. Nasdaq's not a bad trader in the midnight session, what I call the midnight session. You know, I actually had the Nasdaq up. I didn't need to do this. So bear with me. All right, Nasdaq was predicted to be compressed. Okay, this was your open right here. If I put the line there, all right. So first trade was long, maybe a scalp. Reversing to short, definitely a scalp. Reversing back to long. All right, then if you got caught here, you'll flip it and go long above here. And there it was, and off it went to the races. Okay. The other thing is you were warned already that this day is deemed to be compressed. So maybe you want to take a pass on trading the Nasdaq this way. It was still very profitable, but the bigger bang for the buck is going to be the expanded days. We actually went expanded. I'll show you. You can tell by this, and it'll tell you that as we continue to move through here. Once this flipped, it was supposed to be compressed, and we just stayed normal. And then we went to expanded. Okay, we expanded our range a little bit, and then back to normal. ES, you want to look at ES, Mike? All right, hang on. Let's go to ES. Gold's another good one. We'll show gold too. Now what makes this nice is the mini trader is made to trade this. I mean, the mini trader works really well on this, on the entries, because you can create bands, you can create line entries, stop entries. The mini trader is built for this. Okay, so here's the EMini. It was predicted to be compressed today. Of course, when it starts out, when it's predicted to be compressed, it starts out showing actual normal because it's got to have a base that it looks at, right? But always keep that in mind. When it starts out compressed, the actual is going to say normal until we start to run through some things. But again, the same approach. It's going to be here. All right, what did we do? Came through long, flipping to short on a scalp, back to long, and then your stop would be up under the band, and off it went. All right, notice we came back. Remember I said this also works very well during the day when we come back to visit, and we did. Shortly after the pit open, we came back to visit, so you could be short here, flipping back to long, and notice it can't even, notice this important area that we had up here. This was your important area here, right? Look what happened. We can't get through that right now. Cannot get through that. We got through it initially, and that was it. Compressed. We're compressed and we're staying compressed, and what have we done? 2 bands so far, and that's it. It's pathetic, but still profitable. Let's look at the Bund. We'll look at gold, the Bund, and then we'll try to finish with DAX. Now you can run this on range charts too, and tick charts. Somebody asked me about that. You can run this on tick charts. You can run this on time charts. You can run this on range bars. Anything you want, you can do. What are we looking at? Oh, the Bund. All right, here's the Bund. So where did we start? Over here. We were predicting a normal range today in the Bund. All right, normal range being predicted in the Bund today. Here's your line here. All right, not this. All right, how did we start out? We started out short, flipping to long, right? Then you could be back to short and then long, and there it goes. And a huge move. It actually went expanded. It told you we're going into expanded range right here. By the way, what was the important level that we had today in the Bund? The first one was down here and the second one was here. So when we came to the second one, it acted as very good, and then once we blew through, that was it. Notice it didn't, it has not even, when you get expanded, we have not even retraced to another band. Okay, in other words, we went up, we've not retraced to this. We went up, did not retrace to this. Went up, did not retrace to this. Went up, we did finally retrace to this. I take it back. Can it run on hourly charts? It probably can, Patty, but I haven't tried it on that. When you get it, you can try it. What we're going to look at. Gold. Let's look at gold, and then we'll finish with the DAX, okay? And I'm going to change the DAX, I think, to something different here. I don't want to get all those bars in there. All right, here's gold. Okay, starting out, gold was predicted to be a normal day. Okay, this was the open right here. This was the area to go short under here. I'll put the line. This is just the way I like to trade it. All right, So here we go, short. We just keep going. Did not close above anything. Now it also is telling you 49 minutes into the session, based on what's transpired here so far, 49 minutes into the trade session, we've gone, the actuals now expanded. So we can expect more of a expanded move. We just kept going and going. I mean, this is huge. This is what I mean about, you can get some huge runners off of this. This is why I like this approach. At this point in time, at 5:30 this morning, we were 104% of the normal range. So we started expanded. I mean, we went to expand it, and then we said, you know what? We're back to normal now because we haven't, based on the movement and the time, we're back to normal. We're still normal. And now we went back to expanded. So notice we still haven't retraced back yet. The retrace you're looking at is going to be back to this area right here initially. And there it is. We're right there now. Okay. Where is the important level today in gold? If I go, I have to go all the way back. Let me fix this. This was an important level right here. That was your important level to the downside. This was your important level to the upside. Watch what happened when we came through it. We checked up and then collapsed. This is always a good add-on if you want to add on. Where are we now? Have we ever come back to here? No. We've never come back. You want to see the 30 years, Brian? All right. The ZB, which has only got, I think, another, couple days here before it rolls over to March. We're just in a compressed range today in the bonds. Compressed range in the bonds. So again, if I was going to trade the European session, bonds are not the one I would want to trade. I'd go to that Bund. That Bund is dynamite. Where were the important levels today? The important levels today in bonds were here and here. Well, we came up to here twice. Once, twice. Okay, those are the important levels. Once, twice. Okay? I mean, it even works on grains. Let's look at a grain, and then we're going to go see your DAX, and then we'll be done here. I showed gold, didn't I? How about natural gas? Let's look at, some of you trade nat gas, right? We'll go to the January contract and the nat gas. All right, so what do we have today in nat gas? We were predicted to be an expanded range today in natural gas. So even trading the European Open, okay, it's long. flipping to short, back to long, back to short, and then you got whipsawed here. You got long, short, and then back to long. Okay. Where was your important level today in that gas? Two of them, here and here. All right, we came up to here, and that was it so far. Now we just started breaking through. Just started, well, not quite. All right. Last one. Let's look at the DAX. You know what? I'm going to change bars here. I'm going to go to range bars. So I'm going to go to range bars here. And just to get the bigger picture, I want to see the bigger picture first, okay? So, and then we can wind back. All right, the chart's coming up here in a second. Give me some time on this one. Sorry. I was muted the last part, right, guys? Sorry. Anyway, I showed the DAX running four range, right? I showed the DAX running four range, and what I did on the recap is, here it was. So it was long coming out, flipping and reversing to short. Notice where were your important levels on the day? To the downside, they were right here. All right, came back up through, long, short, long, and then off to the races. Notice we haven't retraced any bands yet. This is what you get when you start getting expanded. You don't retrace. Whereas the first time we ever retraced, I don't think we've done it yet. Not yet. Okay, so when you see expanded, a lot of times you're going to get this run and you never retrace back a band. All right, that'll do it. All right, everybody. Like I said, I'm going to stop the recording.